for help.
Welcome to J Silver Presents, where we present the best in content from your favorite professionals. I am joined by Spica from the victorious FlyQuest 9-1, which is pretty crazy. Spica, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, there was one thing I wanted to ask about first, which happened at the end of the game.
Yeah.
After, as you know, everyone shakes hands, fist bumps. You obviously gave hugs to Bjergsen and Double Lift. So my first question for you is, how does it feel to get the victory over your former teammates?
A bit bittersweet. Obviously, I really like to be my former teammate, especially since I'm like pretty good friends with Big and Double Lift, right? But I also feel for them where it's like they're on a losing streak. I want to see them to be successful. But gotta prioritize myself first. Gotta win every single game. But I know they can bring it back. So I want to see them win.
On the flip side of that, we also noticed that your 80 carry Prince got crowned by Avali. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to my coach about the game after the right after the game ends. So I saw he was in that costume. So
yeah, apparently he got kinked by the LCS desk.
All right.
That's another story, neither here nor there. 9-1, that is an impressive feat, but we have to talk about one of the elephants in the room. You guys swapped supports.
Yes.
Obviously, Ayla was your intended starter. Winsome helped you guys achieve that 8-1. How does it feel integrating Ayla into the team?
I mean, I would say the team dynamic didn't really change a lot because Winsome was just under Prince, right? Like Prince was teaching him how to lane and stuff like that. So that's what he was mostly focused on. And I think Ayla just kind of take the same role and job, right? And so I don't think really anything much changed in terms of communication and how we play. I think it's still the same, but the only difference is I think just Ayla needs time to adjust to playing on LCS. It's his first LCS game ever, right? So I think he was a bit nervous, but besides that, I don't really think much changed.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. That was a comeback victory for sure. I was looking over the score, and I think it was like some 30 minutes where you guys were able to get one clean team fight onto Double Lift. I know you are no stranger to from behind victories, and I know from talking to Winsome that you are often one of the more vocal members of this team. Walk me through that comeback. What happened was it internal comms, or I should say without giving anything away, what happened that was able to help you guys come back from that deficit?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just made a lot of mistakes in the early game, specific team fighting, right? So I think the most important thing is that we identify what mistakes we made and we just try to get better the next fight. And I think if we were played better, this game would have been a clean sweep. But nonetheless, we were behind, and then we understand how each member wants to play the fight, and I think that's how we made it happen. With obviously enemies making mistakes, but I think that's what you have to do when you're behind. You gotta identify your win condition, just play to that, and if you win, you win.
One of the things that I often think about was your play on the Vi. I know Vi is a champion that is known to start on those engages, and we've been seeing her a lot more in the last few months.
Yeah.
She's no stranger to the meta at this point. Does it feel good to have more of these engaged champions in the meta, like the Return of the Elise, the Maokai, or the Vi, or would you rather just have it stock and standard farming champs, like all the way when we last chatted, was Hecarim Udyr?
Oh, that was a long time ago. I mean, honestly, I think this is. Yeah, I mean, it's like a two extreme of the spectrums, right? It's like you have perma farming junglers, like the Udyr Hecarim back in I think that was 2021 spring, and you have these like super just 3 camping gank junglers. I would like the meta to be more of an in between. I feel like right now it's just jungle leads doesn't really matter. So ideally you want to play for your lanes, right? You want to get flashes, get them ahead because jungle XP advantage is pretty much irrelevant. So hopefully, I want to see more carry junglers, but I think the meta right now is not bad. I'm comfortable on most champions. So we'll see what happens next.
So what we're saying is, are you sad that you're no longer going to be able to play the Amumu after he gets nerfed to the ground?
I mean, maybe it's still playable. You never know. Maybe I'll whip it out. I just don't think there was a scenario so far, but I'm happily willing to whip out the moon if there's a good scenario like before.
Yeah, I think a lot of us were very happy when you.
Yeah. I mean, I want to play a different champ. I think I had like 5 Maokai games, so I just want to play some other champs.
Definitely, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, the last time we chatted was all the way back in 2021. I
Mhm.
know 2022 was a little bit of a rough time for you on
Yeah.
TSM, and now you're in an environment where you are in contention once again to be one of the best
Mhm.
junglers in North America.
Mhm.
How does it feel to have that slump period last year, but to be
Mhm.
returning to the dominant form that many expect from you?
I mean, I think the biggest difference is environment is really really important, right? I think I really like the FlyQuest environment where everybody is focused, everybody has their idea on the game, and we're able to come to a conclusion. There's a lot of discussions going on. And I think at least for me, I need some like I guess veteran guidance, if you will, to help me guide through you know problems and things like that. And I didn't feel like there was that on TSM. But I'm really happy at FlyQuest. I'm really happy with like what our staffs is doing and the players especially. So hopefully I can continue to prove. I think there's still a long way for our team to go and for myself as well. I just want to play clean game every game. I don't want to even give the enemy a chance to win.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that veterancy, and the first name that pops up to mind immediately is
Mhm.
Impact.
Yeah.
And Impact, even Song, who at one point was in North America and then now comes
Mhm.
over as a world champion coach. You mentioned this veterancy.
Mhm.
You yourself are considered becoming a veteran yourself. Little
A
bit,
little bit, yeah.
little
I
bit.
think this is my, I want to say 2.5 years.
It's
Is it
it's
3 years?
it's been it's 3 or 4 years. It's getting up there.
This is my okay. This is the third year. If I finish this split, it'll be third year.
Yeah, agreed. But you mentioned you are getting to that point where you're
Hmm.
getting becoming that experienced member, but it still helps to have that
Yeah,
veterancy. How
yeah.
has it been working with these veteran players like Impact and Song, particularly? And how has it been developing this synergy and also knowledge base that you,
Yeah.
like you mentioned, you wanted in the team?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I think they've done a great job. They've taught me about the game that I've never even thought of before, which I really, really appreciate. And I think just having veterans, at least for me, it helps me having a growth mindset. It's like they are very knowledgeable, they're very accomplished. So they, like I said, they show me things that never thought of. In the game of League of Legends. And I think in turn that makes me, at least I feel like my personal performance has been better. Maybe it's like a more stable team environment. But it's been really helpful so far, and hopefully I can just absorb all the knowledge and just become independent myself. Like I can see the things that they see.
Mm-hmm. On that subject of goals and aspirations,
Mhm.
I know you've won titles before. I know you're itching to get back to the world
Mhm.
stage yourself.
Yeah.
What are your goals for this split?
Mm, at least for display, I think I just want to go to MSI. I think that's most important, and obviously have a very good performance myself because, like you said, last year wasn't so great, right? So I just want to play as well as I can to prove myself that last year was just like an unfortunate situation. I still got it. So hopefully we're gonna make it to MSI and then do well internationally. I think we have the talent to do so. I think it's not gonna be easy, but we just gotta work hard and try to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. All right. Two more questions for you, or three more questions
Hmm.
before I wrap up. Number one thing I want to ask is about this pressure of FlyQuest. A lot
Hmm.
of international websites, places like Dot, places
Hmm.
like I'm forgetting the name of the YouTube channel. But they have you at one of the best teams in the world, being
Hmm.
being under some of the LEC, LCK, and LPL. Do
Yeah.
you feel like that pressure is a viable pressure, or do you think that you still have a lot to prove to be one of those top teams?
I mean, I don't think we're one of the top teams right now, at least in terms of like worldwide. Maybe in the West we could be like top three, top four, but in terms of international, where we include the Asian teams, right? I think the Asian teams have a very, very deep pool of like good teams. And they scrim against each other, so obviously, they're gonna be very sharp in terms of their mechanics and micro macro play, right? But we had a current boot camp for 1 month, and I saw how much we improved in that 1 month. So I feel like if we go to international tournaments, we can make the same improvement and we'll be able to catch up, or we're able to beat them. So right now, I think we just got to focus on ourselves. I don't really think about other teams. I think there's a lot of glaring mistakes that we make in game that is just, it's not like the opponent's forcing us to make mistakes, right? It's just like we just have to fix those mistakes. I think once we get to the international tournaments, teams are going to be better. So we're gonna make more mistakes because of how good they are. I think right now, I've said before, we're carried by a lot of our individual skills. So hopefully we can sharpen up at least the team aspect, make everything super smooth, everybody understand what's going on, and we can get better.
All right. I know I'm cutting it close, but I do have to ask very, very quickly before we wrap up. What's your opinion on FlyQuest? I know you guys.
FlyQuest, I mean, I think it's sick. We planted. I think we planted 20K trees as of last week, around that area. I think it's sick. I've heard about the Amazon forest being cut down. There's a lot of land just being cut down for various purposes, right? So I think it's a great thing we're doing. I think we're just gonna win more, plant more trees. It's better for the environment. It's better for everyone. So.
And lastly, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
I mean, we're winning every game. I hope to keep going. Win as much as we can, make the fans proud. I think the biggest thing about North America is always international play, right? Can North America compete in the international stage? So we haven't really had good results before. So hopefully, if we do go to MSI, if we do go to Worlds, I just want to make the NA fans have hope and be proud of us.
All right, with that, that's all the questions I have. Spica, I always enjoy chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing how you perform.
All right, thank you so much.
The DJ is crying.